Make sure your microphone is close.
There we go.
I think we're live. Are we live?
No, it's got to count. Oh, it looks like we are counting. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it says,
right.
Yeah, we're live. I'm watching us.
Good.
Okay, so if people are on, trying to get it on my computer also.
Yep, just getting warmed up for our conversation today.
Confirm that our audio is good if someone's here and listening. Oh, wait, I'm listening. Yeah, we're good. I'm watching from my computer. Okay.
This live thing's new to us, but I would say starting this out, we're excited to say that this live deal is going to be a regular occurrence.
We've been talking about doing it for weeks and just getting the setup. Like we have it set up through our camera because we knew we were investing in a camera. And then through our podcast equipment, we just wanted to get everything lined up so we had good lives. But yes, I am super excited to do this regularly. Maybe we even do it on Fridays. I don't want to commit to a schedule right now, but today we're going to talk about putting pricing on your website and your social media, which is a hot topic. Like I see people go back and forth with it so much. And I think the majority of people do not do it.
Yeah.
But we have recently, and we actually have 2 locations to compare it to, which is cool. And the experience of not doing it and then doing it. We've started blasting it all over our Florida location website and social media on the landing pages people see when they request a quote. And then our quote forms are like exploding coming in.
Yes, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the person that originally wrote the book about doing all this.
Oh, are you?
Putting on you. That's what I'm going to find while we're talking. But with that being said, it's huge because there was an experience I had where I went out to a landscape lighting quote, and he was already qualified because on our website alone it said $2,000 to $5,000 or like $3,000 to $5,000 for your regular install. And then when I got to him, he repeated that to me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, great, that sounds good. So now I will say that's like the tweak we need to make now is this is for a 15 to this fixture install. Because his was like a 37 light install, and it ended up being $8,000. But he at least knew he's going to spend money.
I like that. And you're right, because it says like our verbiage now says the average landscape lighting project ranges between $2,000 to $5,000, just like the average landscape renovation ranges between $5,000 to $15,000. But you actually just posted a video, you recorded a video and we posted it on our Florida page, and it's getting so much, it's getting cool engagement and a lot of reach, and it talks very openly about that $5,000 to $15,000 range, but depending on what you want and the add-ons like lighting and things like that, you can expect to spend $30,000. And we're putting that out there so there's no surprises, because I think something people fail to do so often, and it's sort of like a scarcity mindset with putting their pricing out there, is that they think it's going to scare everybody away. But what it does is the exact opposite. It attracts your ideal client. Just like we've done the same with mowing. Now on our lawn care page, hold on, I just want to say this, on our lawn care page, now the first call to action is our lawn care starts at $120 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You see it.
Well, yeah, it's got all our tiers, like $120 a month for biweekly, $140 a month for base or premium or standard, and $160 for premium. Yeah, so it's got every single piece listed. And I didn't find it. I wish I could remember his name.
Maybe we can put it in the comments.
They were a pool distributor, I believe, like a pool shell distribution company. And like this whole hiding prices thing is a dumbass thing that people have always done, and it was a deal that people didn't want to give a price and then get shopped. So they would hold the prices in because, well, then they would just shop me online. Who cares who shops you online? Have them shop, because 30%, depending on what your prices are like for our company, 30% of the people we interact with actually buy from us. So why would, I don't want to say the 70% are bad people, but they're not our clients. So why wouldn't I let them do their shopping ahead of time? Mm-hmm. And I want to go down the rabbit hole of this pricing thing even more. I'm attacking the pricing education by building up other people to give estimates against me. So if it's something like lighting, if it's going to be like this pool lighting thing we're getting into, all these different services, like I want the client to not have to do the shopping themselves. You don't like, you're wanting other prices? Cool. I'm going to send a text message out to 3 competitors that I work with all the time. I'll get quotes for you. I'll email them over.
That's really cool. And you're also adding value then
I'm trying to,
in that interaction.
I'm trying to, in the same reason, like when we're looking at texting platforms right now, they have their prices listed online. Software has their prices listed online. I want to know the prices. So do the clients. And it helps to make the decision. Why would I not want to make this easier? Why would I not want to try to ease the transition of making a decision to do business with us?
Well, and I think it's like if you're nervous that you're not going to get the lead because of that, or you just want to capture that lead to be building up your email list, but that lead would never buy from you because you're too expensive, then that lead is kind of worthless. You know, like you can email market them and retarget them on social media all you want, but if you're out of what their budget is and they don't see the value in your company, like, yes, we have those leads in our system. Yes, we target, we market to them. Yes, we probably still engage with them and maybe we even win them eventually, but I'm not saying it's totally worthless, but don't let the fear of losing that lead hold you back, because your ideal clients are out there and you're building value in what you're doing. And a bigger conversation too is like, we owe it to the industry. Like that's the whole conversation. It's like these $20 lawn guys or these people coming in and underbidding us. It's like when you create that openness, it also becomes a resource for competitors, because competitors, I mean, it should be community. Like you should be looking at this, like we are all in this together. We should all be charging enough to all be successful.
And just like here in Florida, everybody thinks that you can't charge more than $85 a month for like a whole package. I want everybody to know that we charge double that. And we do, and that we do those services. And like the price of everything is going up. We should all be charging more. I mean, you can not charge that much because you're desperate and you want more work, but all it's doing, if you're doing that, is it's just hurting your profitability. It's just hurting your potential. But yeah, so there's more work than any amount. Oh man, I just stepped on that, and I hope it didn't do anything wrong.
Ooh, let us know.
Let us know if there's an audio issue.
I wonder what it did.
I just stepped on the Roadcaster, and a blue button is eliminated, or is it? Oh, it went away.
No, I think we're good.
I think everything's good. Oh, this is a new experience for us, but
the Roadcaster. Probably not the best spot for it is
when we get the 10-foot cable.
Yeah.
Actually, I need a couple 10-foot cables to make this where this can all be set up correctly. If you could see.
You will take a picture of this and put it like on your Instagram story or something, because it's hilarious. So I love that. And there's always going to be like the people that don't charge enough because they are desperate for work, or because they don't even see the value in themselves, or what the million reasons why there's the, cheap lawn guys, but that's like in any industry. So like I'm thinking about go ahead, do you want to say your thing?
There's all these companies that are booked out for 8 months and all this stuff, or 8 weeks, or whatever the thing is, and we're a new company here, and I want work too, and I want to build up work, but I'm not gonna I'm not going to give our services away just to get work. Like even if we've only got a week or several days worth of work, I'm going to lean into that, do more marketing, do more door hangers, and I'm going to allow us to acquire our ideal clients as they come, and sometimes that's not comfortable, and that can be really, really painful, but I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of, I just sat down with a client yesterday and they said $150 a month. And I should have never went. I didn't know this estimate was supposed to be for landscaping. It didn't get qualified well enough, which that's fine. Sometimes I like going out to this stuff. And they're like, well, yeah, but your mowing prices, they're really, really high. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. They are higher. I have referrals if you're looking for Walmarts of the lawn care business. Unfortunately, we're not a Walmart. So we don't compete on price. We compete on value. All these... you're comparing it to what you have now, and I understand we're here because they're not showing up and they're not doing the job, and there's all these issues. So you do, in some circumstances, get what you pay for. A lot of these companies start out and they do a good job, and some of them do a great job and they charge a lot less. But there's a lot of value to be had in just like what we offer, like having someone always answering the phone, the correct insurances, GPS on the trucks, a tracking system. We're always watching properties. We're looking for other things that we can do for you to try to make your services better. We're always looking out and making sure that the client is first. We're bending over backwards if there's an issue, trying to figure out how we can make things better in the future and fix things moving forward so we can grow and help more people faster.
We've got a full-time administrative staff, a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
100% satisfaction guarantee backed up by backed up by a call center to help answer more calls, to handle, like, we're going to start working with a pressure washing company down here to give all of our pressure washing to. And it's really, really big because they're a big company too. They're a huge company. They got franchises, but this one is like one of their best ones. And the guy that is like the main guy is really cool. He's a part of a networking group I'm part of. And that's their main benefit too, and people just don't think about this. Most other pressure washing people competing against him don't have the call centers, don't have the things, don't have the people available to answer the phone. And so when you ring and you're like, hey, Johnny Pressure Washer, I'm calling this number, they've got decent reviews. Well, you are a lot of times calling a person who's up on a roof pressure washing, and they're not going to answer. And then when they do, it's going to be delayed. It's going to be in the evening, and it's like, we want to be of service to you. We invest a lot of money to be in service to you. We invest a lot of money in office to put the people in to be in service to the clients. So you have to play the game differently. And I think it's really good to put those prices out there. So if someone wants to try and go do the exact same thing, then now they know how to do it.
So your prices, to put them on your website or your social media and be flaunting and proud of your pricing, doesn't mean you have to be the most expensive or one of the higher. You could be, let's say, a $25 guy that puts their prices out there. Yeah. But some mistakes that I see people make if you're trying to grow your business is you will attract people that are detrimental to your growth if you tout yourself as the cheapest, most affordable, most reasonable person. That's not wrong in every instance, but if that's what your value stands in, is I'm the cheapest, it's a losing game because you're going to attract the wrong people. Yep. However, if you are going to do this and then stand boldly and confidently in your pricing, no matter what it is, make a list, sit down, write out, just like you just listed verbally, write out what kind of value you add. Yep. What about your company adds value to the client so you can confidently stand behind your pricing. So if you get someone that says you're too expensive, I totally understand. The value in our price is this, and this. Yeah, and maybe it's not
agree. And agree.
I totally get it.
I agree that we are more expensive than some of our competitors.
Or I understand.
Are the reasons why.
And maybe you're in one of the lower pricing structures because you're maybe like starting out or whatever, and you still struggle with the confidence behind whatever your pricing is.
Which I don't suggest that just because of confidence anyway. So just.
No, but I'm just saying, or maybe you don't have all of these things. You're like, well, I don't have GPS on my trucks. I don't have a full-time staff. Like maybe that's kind of what you're thinking, but think about what you do have. It's sort of like when you want to start a lawn care landscaping company with no money and you're like, well, shit, I don't have a dump truck. I don't have a skid steer. No, but you have a rake and the trunk of your car. Like, you can make what works.
Yeah, and value, like, you don't have all the things yet. And I want to say this for anybody watching that's starting out in their company. I think you should list all your prices. I think you should be loud and proud. I think you definitely have to have a website, and you should put the pricing on that. And even if you've only got a fucking wheelbarrow and a rake, your value comes from the value of my company is definitely a lot of the people that are involved in it. But initially the value was my values. Mm-hmm. And my values are, I'm going to stand behind the work. I'm going to make sure it's right. I'm going to fix problems. I'm going to be here when there's a problem. That's not every company's value. A lot of companies do not hold themselves accountable to issues. That's worth a lot, whether you have the equipment or not. And you should always be pricing to what you want to build to, not pricing where you're at right now anyway. So just because you feel, and this is the push for the new people to know that you don't need all those things. You don't have to have all this stuff to be pricing higher. Your value is in the values you hold as the company owner and the standard you're going to hold your company to. And to raise your values and everything, all you have to do is, though your standards might already be high, but all you have to do is raise your standards.
You know what's cool about that? I have a couple things that I want to touch on. First of all, this is something just like worth mentioning that I think of when you say that is don't lose your boundaries in your values. So maybe you're thinking, I need to write out the value of like why I charge this much when there's people that charge so much less. Don't be like, okay, I don't have a full-time office staff, but I'll answer a client text message at 1 a.m. on Saturday night, or I'll skip out on Sunday morning breakfast with my family to be there. Like, no, create boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to create boundaries. So don't be like, that's what my value is going to be, is I'm always available 24/7. If that's not true, if that doesn't align with like what you're building. But the other thing oh crap, I lost the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, but on the same token, if you have nothing in your life and you live in a box and you can offer those things, then maybe you can. Maybe those are your values.
But that's not who this channel's for.
But that's not who this channel's for. And that's another thing about this channel. If you're watching, like, I have a beautiful wife. You don't think so?
Oh, I came straight from the gym today. I'm really struggling.
All right. Well, I've got a beautiful wife. I've got 3 little beautiful kids, even though they're kind of shitheads. And like, this is about creating a life. This is not, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into building a business, but there is a lot of life creation and things that go on. And you know, being a martyr and sacrificing forever, that's a great way to crush your whole fucking life. So this channel is going to be always about building a life and trying to make it better in our industry. I
think, I remembered what I was going to say, and it totally aligns with what you just said. I love that, and it's so true. But what I want to say is the value that you add, even this is still to the newer people that are really growth focused, something that, you know, you can stand behind your pricing by saying you offer this value, is that you maybe haven't built much yet. You know, maybe you look behind you and you're like, I don't have much. I'm still only the only one in the field, whatever. There is value in what your goals are. So when you know your goals, you know what you're creating. I know I'm going to build a massive company. I know next year I'm going to have 5 crews on the road. I know that's going to create 10 to 15 local jobs. I mean, there's your value right there. It's in what you're going to create. So when you are loud and proud, which is something that we talk about in marketing a lot, because essentially this is a marketing talk, but also like values, so many things.
We definitely need to talk about that today in the GrowCom call.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Being loud and proud needs
this
to
is
be
all
your
like
part of this.
This is all in sync.
We're doing this right before we go into the weekly GrowCom call, which I'm super excited about today.
But I think be proud and tell your story. So like if you're gonna put your social media, put your pricing on your social media, and you're kind of like, how do you just like say it? You say it by telling your story and saying what you're building and saying, you know, being really proud about how far you come, even if you've only just started, and then by what's next for you. And I think people grasp onto the journey, and the pricing is such a small aspect of who you are, what you do. And I think we touch on that in a podcast episode, shameless plug. What does your business really do, and how to tell your story would be really good, like follow-ups to this. Sorry for kind of taking over there. I also want to mention, because I'm looking at myself in my camera screen, I'm wearing this Green Choice Lawns shirt today. That's our friend James's shirt. It's the first time I'm wearing that.
Something down in the comments.
Yeah, greenchoicelawns.com. He's a total badass, and thank you for this shirt. I love it. It's got an American flag on it.
I don't have one of yours on today, but I do wear them.
He does. You do.
I do.
Okay, cool. So do you have anything you want to add to this? So it's kind of
we're going to be talking.
Off.
I've decided today, earlier this morning, as I was drinking coffee, that I'm going to be talking about pricing and money a lot more. Like all aspects of that, because I just see this is a big topic for everyone. It's one of everybody's biggest struggles. We're growing a company. It takes a lot of money to do what we're doing. And it's something that I'm open with is one of my biggest hardships. Like, and I realized that today. You know why I always put myself in scary things with finances and big risk? Because the whole theory is, like the saying that I sent you last night in the text, you got to, basically the whole deal behind the clothing line, you have to do the things that are uncomfortable to grow, right? And I realized for some, money might not be an uncomfortable thing. Money is uncomfortable for me, where theirs might be sales or theirs might be this. But I realized, like, it's one of the bigger challenges everybody has, and money's a big deal in your business. And I'm constantly leaning into pushing and learning and trying to figure out how much and what we can do. That's why I always talk about pricing so much, because you need to make more money to grow your company. So yeah, I just really wanted to kind of hit on where some of my focus is going to be going on content moving forward, and expect a lot more to come.
I'm really committed to continuing to put stuff out there about marketing, and I really do that through you, because I don't really do that on any of my own social media channels. I'm really committed to that. Like in our podcast, we talk so much about marketing and GrowCom. It's like that's I am the group expert in the marketing sector of that. And like here, I think going live, because so many people struggle with marketing. We get like I mean, it's just a constant thing with people. And I think that marketing goes obviously hand in hand with the sales part of it and the trying to get more work and trying to grow. You have to be loud and proud, put yourself out there. And I think it's totally relevant that when putting your pricing out there, how big of a role that can play in your overall marketing strategy.
Yeah. And I'm going to say it, and it's not even a big deal. We've already touted this this pricing, putting your pricing out there thing. Why this is big and this stuff is working for us. And I just, that's why this is big. It's working for us. We started from nothing this year. And at the beginning, we didn't even do this. We started from nothing. In 9 months, we did $452,000 in sales. There's companies that have done way more than that in 9 months, but it was a damn good start. If I did it again, I would do more because now I know more. And that's the whole reason behind GrowCom and everything. I just want to take more people that have struggled with growth and everything and try to speed that up so they've got more revenue to grow what they really want to grow long term. Or they just maybe make it as profitable as possible because they just want it right where it's at. So.
And I think like with us, you're always going to get like transparency and authenticity and not bullshit.
Yeah.
Like this week I was on a call with it's a husband and wife team. And I was talking to the wife who they open a lawn care business in Hawaii. And it's like, I don't care if this is the first time we're talking or if we're, indirectly talking by going live or in our podcast, like you're always going to get like no walls up with us. And you have a call at 1:30, a coaching call with somebody. And I know it'll be the same thing. So I think just for everyone it's probably why people already subscribe to your channel.
Yeah. And then on here, know that so we will be in the future, even now we're watching comments. So I like this. This is such a great open context because if there are questions that pertains to something like this, it gives us a little opportunity to expand on the video. Because just like a topic like this, not everybody thinks about this. I remember when I first saw a presentation about putting all your information on the website, and you're always so scared because you're scared of competition, when in reality, there's more than enough for everybody.
And you know what's so funny? It's that thought of, yeah, I bet that works for you. That wouldn't work for me. Just like hiring, when we talk about strategies to build your team, and instead of implementing strategies or approaching them with an open mind, people will reply, yeah, that works where you're at, not where I'm at. And it's you have to lose that self-limiting belief. You are your only limit in all of these things. And I think that's the same thing, that scarcity mindset. So I'm cool with ending because I know that we've got to prep.
I'm done. We got the call coming up.
But the only thing I want to say is if you've watched this or if you're watching this now, like the replay, and if you have anything that you want us to talk about in this kind of setting.
In this setting in the future. Yeah.
Any kind of question, anything you would want us to cover that's like an overarching topic, like we're totally down. We will always take suggestions.
I know a lot of people struggle with pricing, and a ton of people, which pricing boils down to your sales, and a ton of people struggle with marketing. Okay. Well, I love the pricing, and Nicole is a marketing master. So keep that in mind for this, because the questions about marketing, how to market content, like we're going to be able to come at both of those aspects really heavily, which those two things, marketing and sales, determine the growth of your business, not the
kind of mower you've got.
That. It never matters what fucking trucks you buy, the mowers you buy, that's what grows your business. So then you can hire the right people. So then you can buy the stuff, and then you can do all the things.
Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Okay, cool. You want to shut her off?
Yep. I'm going to shut this down. We are going to get this process better for next time.
Not so many cords.
See me leaning forward and doing this random
Check his Instagram story to see what this looks like.
Is in the way.